No, not fan.
Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Alchemist Inkwell.
This is your spiritual podcast for grounded people. And if you're wondering, we're not a fan of sneezing.
Yeah, that's what we were just saying. We're not a fan of. I was, right before we hopped on, I was like rubbing my nose aggressively to get myself to not sneeze.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to. Because I don't like it.
Oh my God. I have the worst nose on the planet. And like this nose killed my great grandfather. He had a sinus infection.
Jesus Christ. I was about to be like,
it really is that bad. I hate this thing.
Yeah.
But Dan and I, so when Dan and I first started dating, we got competitive about like punch buggy, no punch back. But he would always see them first. So I had to start coming up with things that he hadn't seen. So eventually we got to Jeep beep, which you would poke someone on the nose and they would have to beep if you saw the Jeep. And like, it's this really great, like, I poked you on the nose, you got to say it, beep, kind of thing. But now, like, it's to the point where he has to, if he's going to beep me, it's got to be on my cheek. Because if you touch my nose, it's going to run. And how dare you? So that's, I'm not a fan of anything nose related. It's annoying. I'm glad it gives me air. And it keeps a lot, I do not get sick. So it keeps, all the stuff out. It does its job.
yeah. Yeah. You have a lot of very strange ways people in your family have died, Krista.
And I have all of them.
You haven't been kicked by a mule in the chest, though, so winning.
No, that's how my family came into this country.
That was not facetious. Krista had someone in their family that died by mule kicked in the chest.
Stephen Vitovich got kicked in the chest by a mule because he was working in the coal mines. And then they came home, they put him on the couch to die and took care of the mule. We don't come from luxury.
We don't come from luxury. This is a journey we are on. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, I usually don't. My nose is fine. I like my nose.
You have an adorable nose. It's like,
thank
you.
It's
the ideal.
Thank you. My daughters tell me that. And I'm like, you're so cute and fun. Like, that's such a sweet thing. I never have thought about my nose.
I'm not going to tell you
like,
what my grandma said about my nose.
Well, you have a good nose too.
No,
okay?
so
whether it's a murderer or not.
It's a clash of both of my parents on my face. But when you want to hear a morbid story?
We all want to hear a morbid story.
So, my first funeral was for my great grandmother.
Okay.
My pap was sitting in the front row, and ma'am, his wife, and I were behind him in the second row. And I knew this woman, but I was also like 14 and not very connected, and I was very proud of myself that I wasn't emotionally overwhelmed. I did feel a lot of secondhand sadness for like my grandfather and all the other people, and anybody who's got that kind of thing going on understands. And so it's also open casket, and I'm one row back, and I'm just uncomfortable with this. So I'm sitting there staring at the silhouette of my great-grandmother, who was a wonderful person. And ma'am's sitting next to me, and during the thing she goes, well, that must be where you got the hook in your nose from. So every time I see my nose from the side, this is all I see. Because when I was 14...
What was her problem? Oh my God.
Oh,
that is fucked up, actually. That's a fucked up thing to say to a 14-year-old.
It is. Don't worry.
Compare yourself to the dead body.
Yes.
Holy shit.
And those. I have so many stories. Like
so many. But like the fuck,
to the point where you can guess
for real.
Now when I bring them up. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it, but sometimes when you're psychic, you don't try to be, but you still are, and it sucks, actually.
Yeah. Yep.
And that happened recently to us.
Yeah.
Because I was being what I thought was facetious, and instead I was just accurate. And I was like, no!
You're like, what happened now? This? And I'm like, yes!
That's like,
what happened.
It can't be that!
This awfully specific, terrible thing. Yep.
Incredibly specific, terrible thing. Oh my God. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm real on it today. I guess I'm psychic all up in this.
Face, I've never seen your face go from like facetious to flat out shocked. it was a really good moment from my like POV. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad it helped your process. Anyway,
I'm laughing because I'm like I have a process. So that's today's installment of Krista's childhood trauma, I guess.
In case you guys are wondering, for us, it's like weeks ago. We are in the past.
But
we
I'll
are
tell you
deeply
what,
in
this
the
makes
past.
sense. I feel like we're in the energy of it already because this episode. Let's tell you what the episode is about. It's the full moon in Libra, which is my 12th house perfected sign. So of course we're getting into my childhood trauma.
It's the full moon in Libra, and it's our bookend episode. But both of us, we're recording this about halfway through the month. We're recording this on the 16th. So we've only had 2 weeks of reading time. So this is a baby bookend, hence the title, because we've only had two... Excuse me, phone. Do not ring. But we've only had 2 weeks of reading time. So in that time, we've managed a considerable amount. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the moon and its vibes, and we're going to talk about the bookend. You know what? And why don't we do a what in the woo woo and a higa? Because we got one on deck. We loaded a woo woo up.
We did load a woo woo. So
yeah,
there should be a
let's
better
do both.
alliteration there.
Hello. I don't know.
You feel
about
that too,
W
right?
words. Yeah.
I don't think so, but like
Yeah. My brain just wants to do like the Wadney Wat thing. Yeah. My brain's just like come up with an R word and make it W. we reached a woo woo. Like that's not what we want actually. But whatever. I hope you guys are enjoying this, not just being like, what is wrong with them?
2 weeks in a row now we've done this to you guys. Okay. It's because we're recording it on the same day. So.
Yeah, we're recording it one right after another. As if you couldn't tell by my extremely loud, nerdy shirt. Why is this man calling again? It is just someone from PayPal. He's like wanting to be like, you get like a PayPal representative now or something. And it's him. And I haven't answered his phone calls yet because I don't really care.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't.
That's nice.
I don't have the time to devote to someone I don't give a shit about like that. Like, come on.
Right.
It's not
you have
helpful.
to be discerning in these times.
I know. And he's calling during the time I'm recording.
Yeah,
how rude of him. I know he doesn't
know,
but
I am pulling up the chart for the Libra because I didn't get to do that in the last episode. I was looking at your chart.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, my favorite thing is that this full moon is on April 1st.
Oh, it's an April Fool's Day full moon.
It's an April Fool's moon. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So this is the first full moon since eclipse season, first of all.
Yes, it is.
We love that.
Important.
That is very exciting. So that's an important thing to note. On a personal level, I have a feeling it's going to bring some really cool stuff in for me specifically. When I say personal note, I'm like, this feels like cool stuff comes in. I wonder if I get my cover or something like that. Just like it feels like some cool things come in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me it feels that way. So when I was looking at it, very briefly before we were talking, I was like, let me look at the energy. And I was like, ooh, that feels exciting. Like, it's just like stuff is going to come in. So that's kind of cool. I will say, though, it does have a little bit of that shining, glimmery, exciting sort of energy to it that I would recommend people look forward to because it has some sparkle. We got some sparkle with this moon.
Yes.
Do it. Do it.
I don't know why I raised my hand.
I don't know, it's your podcast too, but let's go.
Okay. I'm sorry, you guys.
It's very Libra full moon of you, actually.
So
do tell.
The cool thing about this full moon is that it is going to apply next, once it separates from the sun, to Jupiter, who is exalted and direct. And then it does, the moon will do this thing that when it becomes visible again, we call that loosening from the bond of the sun. You get out of the rays of the sun and become your own like new thing. And when it does that, it will be applying to Venus, who is also in her domicile in Taurus. Jupiter and Venus are in a sextile aspect with each other, and they are both either exalted or domicile. To have both of the benefics in good condition and witnessing each other at the same time does not happen super duper often because Jupiter rules Pisces and Sagittarius, right? And Pisces can see Venus, but that's a once in a 12-year thing. Sagittarius can't see Venus when she's in Taurus. You'd have to wait for her to get over to Libra for that. So again, you're waiting like 2 or 3 years in between this stuff to actually get good conditions for this to happen. So it is really nice. It is sparkly. And it's, it's the sun is separated from all the chaos of the outer planets that they're up to right now. And it's the first full moon in a couple of years that also it's in Libra and is not an eclipse, because we recently did have our eclipses going through Aries and Libra. So now we don't have to worry about that anymore. And actually, I stand corrected. That was a couple years ago that they were in Aries and Libra. Pisces new moon that we recently had was the first new moon that wasn't an eclipse in a couple years, because it was in Pisces, Virgo, and is now moving into Leo and Aquarius. But still, having a nice full moon in Libra, this air sign, with Venus not really able to see it, but kind of bouncing off of Jupiter and getting a good look at it, helps. Also, the action that you feel kind of makes sense, because the moon and the sun are opposite, and in this square point to both of them is Jupiter, kind of at that axis of the fulcrum, right? Yeah. So the heaving and the hoeing is coming from Jupiter, kind of lifting things up and getting them moving.
That feels really good. I was just looking at the energy of that while you're talking too, because I was like, what other things can I what other things do I see in the energy space of that? For some reason, I kept getting hooked on algorithms getting fixed. I don't know
love that.
why, but that was every time I looked at the energy, that's just where my brain kept popping to as we were going. So I think algorithms might get fixed, because that's the deepest ping. Like, it literally kept pulling me back, and I was like, why am I thinking about this? Okay.
Gosh,
all right.
Could you imagine if algorithms actually were fair to the Libran thing? Like, everybody has an equal opportunity of being seen. And then also relational again.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I miss the relational piece. I also, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I wish that it could even be simpler than fairness, honestly, at this point. It could literally be like, one part of it would be fair, but it's like 50% of the energy put in for the algorithm for, like, let's say you post a video, 50% of it goes to showing it to everyone who follows you. Yeah. And then 50% of it goes to new people.
Why is that ratio so thrown off these days?
It is so thrown off. I have a lot of followers on a lot of places that don't see anything from me. Why? Why bother following someone? Anyway, I think it's going to get fixed in some way. I don't know how, but I keep looking, I was like, okay, algorithm, I guess that's what we're looking at.
The amount of times I get a comment on my stuff, especially on TikTok, where it's like, so nice to see you again. And I'm like, I post almost every day. Yeah. So, I've been here. Yeah.
The other thing that I see too, which is very interesting, it's a really good day to plant something. To plant a plant, even if it's an indoor plant. If you're in a cold place or something, that's fine. But for some reason, that was the other thing. Is I was like, what else? And it's like, grow, planting. I was like, all right, sure.
Especially if you're planning on getting started, the day around the full moon. Yeah. Folk magic also says your underground things like root vegetables and stuff like that. So your vegetable garden is really good during a waning moon, which will happen immediately after the full moon, right? So starting at the full moon, put all your vegetables out there, get them growing.
That's fun. Yeah. I live in snow, so I will not be doing that. Yeah. But I will probably plant an indoor plant, maybe. Yeah. I could do that. You
can have an indoor vegetable.
This is my inside pumpkin.
I was thinking potatoes or tomatoes or carrots. I don't know.
But a pumpkin would be so much more fun.
Pumpkins would be more fun, yeah.
No, not to insult the other vegetables. You're all fun. But I don't want to get the pumpkin or the potato stands out there mad at me for saying a pumpkin would be more fun. It would be fun though. But yeah, we are actually going to be arriving back home on the 1st, because we leave on the 31st and fly overnight back home.
Yeah. I will be one day ahead of you. Yeah.
It's such a weird thing, because this is the first trip where jet lag's not really going to be a thing. Also, usually when we fly anywhere in the world, for us coming home, at least California side, we're going back in time to get home. So we always end up home,
before you left.
Before we left, or within 3 hours from when we left, even though we've traveled for 13 or, whatever it is. And so this is the first one where I'm like, oh, wow, we're going to get back home a day later.
Yeah.
I don't like
well,
that.
And like, for me, it's going to take a day both ways. So like I'm going overnight both times, and I'm just
me
like,
too.
ugh. Because again, it's like usually I make up that time. It's not, but it is like it's a similar distance. It's just down.
It's a similar distance. I know, and I was like, okay, I'll sleep on the plane because if you listen to the last episode, I'm very tired right now.
Yeah.
But it's a 6-hour flight, an hour and a half layover, then another 6-hour flight, then a 6-hour layover, and then an hour and a half flight. That's what my schedule looks like. And I was like, that's actually like kind of inconvenient. Like I kind of wish I had a long haul instead.
Right.
Because then you get in like a flow, you know, then you're like, okay, I can go to sleep, I can put my thing on, I can like sleep for 4 hours and like wake up and then sleep again. Like you get in like a vibe. And this time, honestly, I'm probably just going to be writing my book too, because that's also something that I'm doing with fervor.
We're going to be co-working on different planes.
Right. I don't like writing on planes though, because I'm a tall person and it is challenging for me to sit there and type.
Well, honestly, okay, so no hate to people who put their seats back on a plane, especially when you need to sleep and stuff like that. I get it.
Yeah.
But the way the planes have designed the seats and the desks or the tabletops of the seats, they will break your computer if someone puts their seat back.
Yeah.
And so you have to be like, and then you're like this with looking at your screen because that person wants to sleep and no one has any space in an airplane, let alone especially taller people.
No, so it's...
I blame the airplanes. I don't blame the people who are trying to find comfort.
Yeah. It's a whole issue. Oh, anyway, let's talk about what we've read. I have a rant, by the way.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So I'll go first so we can make sure we hold really good time. So I am finishing, or somewhere in the midst of, what's the gods one?
The Gate of the Pharaoh Gods?
Gate of the Pharaoh Gods, yeah. I'm in that one. It's been raining and stuff here, and usually I do my listening while I'm out on my walk every day, and I haven't had that chance. So I'm hoping I get that finished. The book club is finishing up The Silver Chair and The Last Battle of the Narnia series. And I am reading my own book, which it was originally called Tear Down the Sky, but I think that might now be the second installment. I'm dabbling with the first book being When the Stars Fall.
Ooh.
That way it comes together in a when the stars fall, tear down the sky.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. And then you could call it the Stars Fall duology. It's kind of fun. Yeah. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I'm so glad you're still reading Dungeon Crawler Carl because it's the best series ever. It's so good.
It's so good.
I have yet to be disappointed by Matt Didman, truly.
Yeah. Yeah, and
in
you read another one outside of that series by him.
I did.
So that's it for me. Have at it.
Yeah. I do know, by the way, if you're like, I love Matt Didman, do not read Battlefield Kaiju. Don't read it. Don't do it. It's like a horror installment from him, and apparently it's like very graphic and like not fun. So I preface that there, which was like an earlier work that he did years and years ago, but that people will be like, what about this? And it's like, don't do it. Like that's not that.
There's no donut in that one.
No. But everyone should read Dungeon Crawler Carl because it's so good, and it's a commentary on. It's a really good revolutionary-esque commentary on the world, and yeah, so that's fun too. So if you want your books to also say something, it does. I finished Operation Bounce House, also by Matt Didman. It was lovely. It was really good. I liked the way it resolved. It's a standalone. It was a very intentional book from him. I swear, this man must have written it in like a month last summer based on the current political climate, because it is so specific to right now.
Yeah.
With not in like the things that happen, but with the commentary.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Around it. And it's beautifully done, and it's incredibly well written. It is profoundly warning us of AI stuff. And it's heavy anti-ice. And also basically addresses like Gaza stuff too, to be totally honest. Like the way that it's written is really, really well done. And I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's also funny. It has the levity that Dungeon Crawler Carl has, for sure. Dungeon Crawler Carl is funnier. Like I laugh out loud at that book on a regular basis because it's hilarious. But this one does have that level of levity. It's also very found family, which is really nice too. So I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. And also very like sex positive pro sex work stuff in there too, which is really fun.
Dungeon Crawler Carl has that too. Yeah.
And I appreciate that also. I appreciate that also. Because I think that that's not always represented in media, and it should be. It's fine. It's the oldest profession in the world. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. And used to be highly respected.
And then
Okay,
I read, or I got 70% through For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Oh, wow.
Now, For Whom the Bell Tolls is a book written by a fellow TikToker. She did skits about this. We met her at Books, Gowns, and Crowns.
Oh.
Yeah. She did skits about this series of characters that she has that essentially were like the help desk in hell.
Oh, yeah,
Hell's Bells, I think it's called on TikTok. And she wrote them into a book, right? And I was like, okay, like, I've met her, and, you know, I keep in mind, especially now that I am getting published as well, and, you know, I know that there's a circle now, essentially, of TikTok authors, and so I'm, like, trying to be like, okay, like, I'll read that. I've read a couple different books from various, what I would consider TikTok authors. Not, I've read a couple self-published ones, too, and those have not always been the best experience, but, like, ones that were relatively similarly, like, agented experience to mine. I've read a good amount of those.
Like, edited and vetted,
Yeah, and, like, not to say that self-publishing is bad. It's super not. I've read wonderful, beautiful self-published books, too, but I do think that right now we're having kind of a little bit of an epidemic of people on TikTok just writing tropey, shitty as bad books and self-publishing them. A lot of the time. Everyone knows. If you're anywhere in this, like, that's the thing that's happening.
Yeah.
And also, it's also happening in, like, actual publishing, too. There's some really terrible books coming out of TikTok and getting actually published. Looking at you, Piper CJ. Anyway, this person is another TikToker, and I was like, okay, like, I'll read this book. I have liked her series of her skits, so I'm like, let's do that. We're gonna start with the pros, and then we're gonna talk about the cons. Pros: she got the other side, like Afterlife Other Side, really decently accurately well done. She talks about the universal hallway with all the doors to the different realms, how people get kind of like the judgment people choose to have or don't choose to have. She's super pro hell and pro demon, which is super cool because I'm pro hell and pro demon. Like, I love the demons. But she does do it in more of a, like, they're all uniform and, like, misunderstood, and hell is just a place for fixing things, and there's some weird stuff going on in there. But if you need an example of how realms work, this book is good for that. This book is good for that because they all interact with each other. You can go into different realms. Like, it's not exactly how realms work by any means, but if you're really struggling with the concept, it gives a good visual. That's it. And now we're going to move to the cons. When you and I were in the author incubator, when we were in that book program with each other,
Oh, no.
she was like, everyone comes in here wanting to write a book about self-love for women in transition.
Yes.
And that's not a book. This is the fiction equivalent to that. That is also 600 pages long. The female main character is just perfect. Of course, she's the prettiest and the smartest and the most uniqueness, and no one's met a soul like her before-ist person ever. And the male main character is the same, basically. Also the goodest and the bestest and the can do no wrongest and whatever. I hate that, the not like other girls thing. Literally, this book, so much of it obviously was a self-insert. I'm not trying to be, like, rude, but it feels very self-inserty.
Well, and like earlier books, this is why you should write a book and then go for your next book before you start feeling like you want to go somewhere with it. Because my dad published my first books, and they really shouldn't have been published.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is published through Simon & Schuster. So it's like published. But it's published because this person has a platform that they knew would sell the book. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
and like
I don't think read it.
I don't think the story itself was inherently bad. It doesn't have a lot of storyline, by the way. It's a lot of like, it's vibes. I'll touch on it in a second. I think if someone who was actually willing to be like really critical of this book came in and had actually read it beforehand and like really was actually critical of it, one, they would have split it into two. Two, they would have given it way more storyline. And three, they would have actually given the characters realistic trauma and flaws.
You're writing about hell, so...
Right. So, my other issue, so like I said, the book doesn't have a lot of storyline. The main conflict, I guess, in the book is that another universe is trying to invade this universe to steal, like, soul energy, right? Which can happen, but it doesn't often. But it's like there's many wars that happen out there in the universe that are not down here. Sorry to break it to you, but that happens. It occurs. I had someone ask recently, they're like, have you heard about the like galactic war? And I was like, which one?
Yeah.
There's tons of different wars all the time. That like, it's just a thing that happens. Anyway, but you never really see that thing. I don't think they fully introduced it as an actual problem till over halfway through. She struggling with religious deconstruction. She grew up religious, and even though she dies at like 34 years old or something, she still can't get over the religion she was raised in that she left when she was 15. Less than that. Right. Where it's not like she's like sitting there like, oh, I wish I was Christian still, but it's just like, I still have all this trauma from, being told this and being told that. And like, even though she did a ton of therapy in life and all this stuff, now she's in the afterlife and it's coming all back up again. And she's still so scared of showing her true self. That is like the biggest part of her trauma. And yet it's every single page we got to talk about it. We talk constantly. So she doesn't go and look at heaven, but she does go to hell because she wants to see how it is, and she ends up liking the demons there, and they do customer service, and she did customer service forever because it's like the souls coming in, all these horrible souls, and so she sets up a help desk there so that she can basically be mean to the souls that are being mean to her, and that's like the main premise of it. And like the souls suck and she doesn't have to be nice like she did in customer service. But also, why are you working in the afterlife? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why is that your choice? Like, you love it so much you want to go work? No. No, you don't. No, you don't. So there's that. That's her main trauma, and we spend the whole book getting over that trauma. Like, that is what we're doing. Which is, again, self-love for women in transition. 100%. Yeah. She's perfectly nerdy, by the way. And she meets this demon that is, like, her perfect match. And his trauma is that his dad died of natural causes. Basically. I wish I was like joking, but like it truly is like as natural causes as you can get on the other side, where he like chooses to go into the void because he's fucking anxious as fuck. That's the trauma. Excusez-moi? What do you mean?
Natural cause.
I was like, okay. And we have to spend the whole book addressing this. And I'm just like, all right. And people are like, it's such a therapy book. Like that in the reviews. I'm like, maybe go to actual therapy, though, because like it feels very self-love for women in transition. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is deeply that.
It's more like, if you like this book. I remember when I was reading, I had just gotten out of an abusive engagement, right? And I recognized when I had turned a corner, I was reading the third Twilight book. And the first couple had spoken to me, right? And I was reading the third one, and I got to a certain point, and I was like, no. And I was like, oh, yay, I'm ready to, like, be alive again. It's one of those things, like, where if this is resonating with you, you're not in a good place, hon.
Yeah. Oh, and then her other biggest trauma is that she wasn't able to have kids. She never got with someone and got married and had kids, which I'm not belittling that. If that's something you really want and you didn't get to have that, that's a painful thing, and I totally understand that. However, what this does to this woman. She is in a paradise, like a literal paradise. Paradise, everything she ever wants, whatever. She has really good friends she's already making. But she's like, but I'm definitely going to reincarnate because I want to try again to have kids. Okay. Which is especially suspicious when she, on impulse, essentially adopts an abused child that pops up at, like, the entrance at one point in time. Like, I mean this with my whole chest. The entire process of her getting a child, maybe 10 pages, maybe. It's just like, she's there at the gates to the other world, right, to the other side, and a child is there in a Sharky onesie who's, like, 8. And she, like, takes it on herself with no prompting, mind you, to help this kid immediately and figure out what's going on. And this kid says that she needs to go to hell because that's what her mom told her to do, or whatever. Her stepmom told her that she was going to do. And so she takes her to hell to make sure that she meets, you know, the nice people of hell, and like, blah, 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 and, like, decides in that moment to raise the kid. It takes blip of time.
To raise the kid?
Blip.
Who's
to raise
dead?
the kid. To raise the kid. And
Is the kid
she
gonna
says,
grow up?
she says, and I quote, in my spare time, of course I research child development and parenting things just to be prepared. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't do that on the when you were alive. There's no way that someone in their spare time is like, I will do this. Because again, she's just the perfect person. So she knows what to do. And it's like, there should be more. Anything.
In heaven, though, this shouldn't require all of that.
Not in heaven. She's in, like, her own personal paradise. But
Oh, that's right.
yeah, but it's like, I was just like, no.
That sounds like the good place.
No. It's kind of, it's not, but yes. And also, with that too, now she has a child, but she's still like, when am I going to reincarnate? Am I not going to reincarnate? Am I going to reincarnate? Am I not going to I have the love of my life over here and this child that I'm raising, but am I going to reincarnate to birth my own? And I'm sorry, if that's something that you're really dealing with, I'm so sorry that you're going through that, and I'm not trying to belittle, I'm really, really not. But also, I think that's very strange.
Yeah.
I think that's a strange thing to have such a focal point of the book around.
Especially
Am
when
I
you're,
going
like,
to
building
abandon
that
the love
family.
of my life and the child I have raised to go potentially maybe birth another one? Mm-hmm. That's a weird thing. That's weird. Mm-hmm. So I got to about 70% through, and I couldn't anymore. I was like, I can't. I wanted to stick with it because I did really like the way that the realms were described, and I was really hoping that we would get into a space of, like, more of that. But when the main character got to see her life story in full, and it was, like I said, just about as bland as I just expressed, and it was mostly about leaving her religion when she was 15, and like and he came out of it being like, you're such a fighter, you're such a warrior, and I was like, and I'm done. I can't do it. Anyway, I should have probably given a spoiler warning, but you knew it was a rant. I told everyone it was a rant right up front. So, that was that.
Being said, hey everybody, you're such a fighter and a warrior.
I was just kind of like, ooh, this is not for me. This is not my book. This is not good. So anyway, I immediately went to a book called Beware of Chicken.
Yay.
And Beware of Chicken, I'm only a little ways through, so I'll update everybody on that. But Beware of Chicken focuses, it's a guy, it's kind of an isekai, a little bit, which is kind of fun. And a guy is, I don't really fully know the whole depth of it, but he decides when he pops in, he's like, I don't want to be anywhere near society, I don't want to be anywhere near people, I'm going to go and have my own farm way out here where there's not all these chi beasts that are running all over the rest of the world, right? That are beasts that are, like, magical. So he goes and sets up a farm, and he's starting to, like, do the farm process. But the POV, he gets a bunch of chickens, and there's a rooster whose name is Big D. And as soon as he gets Big D, you start getting Big D's perspective as well. So it's a dual POV between him and the rooster. And I'm just like this. And,
I'm here for that.
Yeah, the rooster is the great protector of Faram, which is farm. The kingdom of Faram. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I was like, this is a good vibe. We're switching it up. We're really going out to the other
That's so
side of
much
that.
better.
So anyway, and then I read my book in a period of 3 days, staying up till 4 a.m. because I had to get my edits in. So, which is the last time you can really, I'm doing my copy edits, and it's the last time you're really able to add changes to the book. This is the copy that's going to go to ARCs, and this is the copy that's going to go, which is advanced reader copies. And this is the copy that is really going to start going to stuff. So this has been my last chance to like make any edits that have been needed or any big changes or anything we wanted to do, which there wasn't really very many, but still it was like, okay, wow, this is it. And then before I go to Peru, I will be sending it off. By the end of today, we'll be sending it off.
Yay! Oh,
I also got to add some of the front and back matter to this draft.
Cool.
And the back matter includes a character list. Essentially, it's called a dramatis personae because it's Roman. And then a family tree, which is more like a family plate of spaghetti. So keep that in mind. It's a lot of this. And then a historical note. So note on the history, which is kind of cool. Yeah. So it's been fun. That's been fun.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's my bookend.
Yay. Oh, I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Get ready, guys. We'll get a release date sometime in the next few months. I'm assuming.
Really close, actually. Probably maybe by the time this premieres, I will have announced a release date. Like, it's really soon. We're really soon, which is deeply exciting. I'm stoked.
Yes, me too. Oh, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. All right. Should we Higa first, or should we what in the woo woo?
Let's what in the woo woo first, because Higa is a little bit more like open ended.
Okay. Here we go. What in the woo woo? Am I the asshole for dumping my boyfriend because a psychic told me to? Before anyone asks, I don't usually believe or seek the service of clairvoyance. I received a Facebook message from a lady one day who claimed she was a clairvoyant. By the way, I hate that. Just gonna start so there. I hate it. It
usually starts with beloved.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Or
That's what all my
rising.
Right. That's what all my impersonators do. Fuck all of them. So hard. Hate it. Anyway, she told me that she types random names into Facebook, and the person that she feels a connection to, she will offer them a free reading, as long as they're willing to offer feedback. She says she does this in order to practice her skills. Fuck her. That's my commentary. Anyway, she told me a whole bunch of stuff regarding my boyfriend that was freakily accurate. She said that my boyfriend has a scar on his chest that he's super self-conscious about, and that he often stresses over it. He often stresses over work because he's a manager in construction, and that he has been cheated on before, and he has trust issues that he's insecure about, and that he's insecure about his height. All of this stuff is 100% true, and stuff that I've actually picked up on and have been thinking about. It freaked me out.
She Facebook stalked you.
Yeah, basically, she saw that you were dating a short king.
She saw probably his profile where it listed his work.
Yep. And I don't know about the scar on his chest. Maybe she picked up a little bit on that. I don't really know.
You probably have pictures of him in a bathing suit with you.
Like, it's very much that. That's what happened. Also, you don't cold read someone else's boyfriend.
No.
Anyway, it bothers me. Anyway, we get it. She said that it's likely my boyfriend will dump me in 3 months because he has a tendency to jump into relationships without thinking. Deep down, he has a fear of commitment because of his past history of being cheated on by his first love. His girlfriend did cheat on him, and he still sometimes talks about it. I honestly started to wonder if I should break up with him. We've only been dating a couple months. Before I did, I asked the clairvoyant a question in order to test her claims. I asked her what is one weird thing about my boyfriend that other people would know, and she replied saying, he has impulses to pull out his body hair on his arms when he's nervous or anxious. I was gobsmacked and convinced, because that is what he does. She said some stuff about me, too, that was pretty accurate, about how I'm concerned right now about decorating my house. She said I was looking at neutral colors for the house, and she's right. Anyway, I showed my boyfriend, and he kind of freaked out. He admitted that most of it's true, and he had commitment issues in the past. We had a long talk, and I told him, it's over!
Whoa, we did communication and it failed.
I've been fine for the most part. However, his friends have been pretty cold towards me. No shit!
Oh my god.
Which has me thinking, I'm the asshole. You are! What makes things worse Worse is the psychic actually ended up being his ex-girlfriend trying to manipulate me into breaking up with him. She made a fake profile and guess she hunted around enough to gain knowledge about me and the house. My boyfriend knows, but he said that ex-boyfriend girl, he's your ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
But he said he didn't want to be with me anymore and he's moved on quickly within 2 weeks with someone else. So yeah, that sucks. And it's also freaking crazy. So am I the asshole? Deeply.
Yes, but also so is the ex-girlfriend. And you know what? The boyfriend doesn't sound awesome either.
No, everybody sucks.
Yeah.
Edit, a lot of people are saying I'm gullible and naive, which is true. However, I do want to explain that this lady went to an incredible amount of links to be convincing. She linked me to a website that she pretended was hers. The lady on the website was the same lady in her fake profile. She also asked me to place Facebook or feedback or a review on the website. It was all pretty convincing. I will say, before we go any further, this one has been ruled not the asshole. Which I hate. Everyone's a fucking asshole. I will say, the reason that I also wanted to talk about this, even though it's not inherently spiritual, it kind of is, still at the same time, because the culture of Facebook psychics is this.
Yeah.
The reason this worked is because that's what people do.
Yeah.
Facebook
lot. Is extra bad about it, but that also goes for like Instagram and TikTok and anywhere you can DM another person. Yes.
Do not listen to psychics in your DMs. Don't do it. It's not a good idea.
You're getting what you paid for.
Anyone legitimate is not slipping into your DMs.
Yeah.
They're not doing it. I'm sorry. And if you're someone who's doing your business and you're trying to slip into people's DMs, please don't do that. You're not going to get the right people you want. You're not going to get clients that way.
If you're someone who's just starting out and you're looking for ways to practice, this is not the way.
No.
There are so many really great opportunities. When I was first learning, word of mouth gets around real fast. Tell your sister-in-law, tell your mom, tell your dad or somebody that, you're doing this kind of thing. Your friends, they will tell other people. You have a plethora of opportunities. My astrology became a business because so many people were asking me that I needed to finally do it, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to have a job and do this. So, yes, you can, find ways to practice that aren't Teresa Caputoing on Facebook.
Yep. Go live. That's how I built my business. I went live on Facebook, did live readings for free, completely for free, funneled that to a program that I was trying to run that was also free, by the way. Yep. I did a free program that funneled to a paid program, and that also opened all of that. My readings were still open. This was years ago, by the way. This was a very long time ago. This was pre-TikTok by a lot. So that's what I did. That would still work. Like, that would still very, very much work.
I did lives on Periscope.
Oh,
that's
damn.
Where I started. I did daily affirmations and explained them, and then would give energy readings to people with that. And then I started doing, when I was practicing how to do horoscopes, I did lives, and I was like, horoscopes for your rising sign. And I would do for everybody in the comments, if they said, this is my rising sign, I'd be like, okay, here's what this is in energetically, here's what I'm feeling for you. And that's one of the ways I started.
Also, there's groups where people seek readings and offer readings for free. You can find them in there if you just want like some true practice. If you want practice in person, go to public events, and not just like tarot events or something, but like if there's a farmer's market, like you can do stuff where you can, get a booth at the farmer's market, or even like go to a park where like a free like concert in the park is happening and have tarot reading available. Like, there's so many things that you can do. Go to a coffee shop, make friends with your local coffee shop and be like, can I offer free tarot readings in here, or free psychic readings in here, or free runes or Reiki or whatever for one Saturday a month? They'll super be down, by the way. Be down.
Holistic shops would love that.
Yeah.
Holistic shops love having them on like a psychic on hand.
Yeah. Or like donation only stuff. Like, there's so many things you can do that's not just slipping into people's DMs. Anyway, that's my soapbox of this is disgusting. On a root cause level, though, I just want to say the ex-girlfriends, whatever she's got going on up in the noggin, that needs to be addressed.
That's some kind of funky chaos. Yeah.
Why would your thought be, I don't like this new girlfriend, or I want my ex back, or whatever it is. I'm going to deep fake myself as a psychic just to get her to break up with this guy. Also, as a psychic, if someone comes to you Thank you. As someone who comes to you asking about their relationship, you can give whatever you want information on that. That is your choice. For me, when I do relationship, I never do stay or go readings. And I will tell people that straight up. I don't do stay or go.
It's not my choice. My responsibility to make your choice. Yeah.
The only time I will do that is if the guides are very clearly like, this is over. Tell her this is over. And I will be like, this is what your guides are saying. You still get the choice. This is what they're saying. You still get, or if they're like, no, this is the one, this is the love, whatever. I'll be like, this is what your guides are saying. You still get the choice. And if this person changes, do not feel locked into this forever. This is not how the world works. So I will always preface, if the guides are saying that, I'll tell you what your guides are saying. I will always tell you what your guides are saying. I'm not withholding that. But I will also make sure you understand that you are not beholden to what they are saying. So many people don't do that in the psychic space, and it's really, really messed up. When I was a phone psychic, which is another thing I did to practice, by the way, I was a phone psychic a long time ago, before I even did the Facebook thing. Literally, it was like, the California psychics or whatever, and these people would call you, and you would do the phone site, and they'd pay for more minutes, like the whole thing. I did that. And 90% of them is when is he going to come back to me? When is this? And I would be like, well, this is what's going on. Like, tell them, and they would hate it because they wanted me to tell them what they wanted to hear, which is why I stopped doing phone psychic. Yeah. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to take those readings. You don't have to do romance readings at all, or if you're uncomfortable with it, whatever it is. But if someone ever cold reads you, the way that this person does, and says, your boyfriend's going to leave you in 3 months, he has commitment issues, you should leave him, or anything like that, don't. Cold reading is fucked.
Well, it's so weird that they got to the communication point, and then it still fell apart. So that shows the relationship was not strong to begin with. If you were willing to get led astray by this fake psychic, wow, there's so many issues.
Yeah. I think everyone's the asshole. I deeply disagree with the verdict.
This is a gaggle.
A gaggle of assholes. Yeah, because I think all of them suck. Yep. All right, shall we higa?
Let us higa. Okay, I'm just going to cut the deck here and see what we get. This is a stupid one, okay? We do not have to answer this unless you want to, but we don't. What is the nicest thing someone in this room has ever done for you? Your whole, 100% the options are me thing. Why did that one come up?
A lot of stuff.
We're pretty cool to each other.
We do cool shit. Yeah. So, pick something. There's so many things you've done for me.
Yeah, some of them are so good I can't even say them on a camera. Yeah. Hang on. Why? That's literally the only one on there that we could read, too. So dumb. Okay, guys, do better. No, that one. I actually disagree with some of these questions being good ideas.
Okay.
We're not going to do this one, but here's an example. Do you think there would be fewer conflicts in the world if we all spoke the same language? Why are you asking that? Why are you bringing that into the conversation? That's not higa.
I know. That's not higa.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I don't like that, actually. Next one.
Okay. This one I think is going to be encouraging to everybody. What part of your body do you like the best?
Oh.
Yeah, we got to be nice.
Okay. I like my hair.
I like your hair. Your hair is really nice.
Thank you. I really do like it. I also really like my eyeballs. Those are fun. And I like how tall I am. I also like my body's personality, though. She's fun. We get along really well. Yeah. I like her a lot. Her consciousness is different than... We have body consciousness and soul consciousness, right? So our body, the soul is us. And then our body is not us. It's the consciousness of our body that comes from Earth in some way. And, I like her. So that's fun.
Yeah. I like my eyes. That's my first thing I always liked. And I like I like its reaction time. It does a good job. It gets us out of a lot of scrapes. the one that I said to someone recently was, I used to work at a Disney store, and I had to put up a new poster. I was one of the managers, so I had to put up a new poster behind the cash wrap. So you have the desk, cash register, a little bit of space in between, and then there's a cabinet back there. So I had to stand on that cabinet to put up the giant picture at the end, and somehow I got tipped backwards. So I am now falling backwards like this, and this body flipped us around midair and planked between the two counters to catch us.
Amazing.
Hard, firm plank. And I sat there and I looked at the other employee that was with me, and they were like, holy crap. And I'm like, oh, the exercises are working. Like, this is great. And I was not harmed whatsoever. Other case in point, when my body was, when something yelled at me to lean, and my body was just like, I know what to do to get hit by a car. Don't you worry. We're going to come out of this with just a shoulder issue. It's fine. And I appreciate that. I appreciate everything the resilience of this thing is impressive. So I will always appreciate it.
Yeah.
It can take a licking and keep on ticking. So
yeah. And that's good.
Also, I like my eyes. Yeah.
Good.
All right, let's see.
Everyone should do that, by the way. This is a good exercise. Everyone, you don't have to comment it. Yeah, you could. You don't have to.
Yeah.
We'd like it, though. You should tell us what you like about your body. Because it's fun. Because we're taught so much to hate our beings. And it's not fair. It sucks. That sucks. We shouldn't have to hate our beings. Like, our beings are cool.
They're the only way we actually get around here. So.
Yeah. They're a fun part of being on Earth. They let you have hugs and taste food. Like, those are good things.
Do you want to do another one?
Yeah. Especially one that you're cackling about preemptively.
I'm starting to think maybe we should stop with this particular Higa game. Since I have to go through these things and be like, that's not fair. That's a little weird. Why would you ask me that? Researchers say that it's impossible to change your level of happiness. Even if you won the lottery, you'd soon be back to the same level of happiness as before. Do you think this is true?
No.
No. Also, money can buy happiness because money gives you access to things that you need, and not everybody has that access. That's just the way the world's built right now.
Yeah.
You can be happy without it. You can find happiness in other things and blah, blah, blah. But it can give you access, like shelter, like food, like fun stuff.
I also deeply wonder about how researchers could study that accurately between people who are at different levels of healed. Like, do they make them do 20 hours or 20, months of therapy and then give them the $1 million and then see if they're happy? Like, what did they do? And also, I'd be interested to know the researchers, how they feel about happiness, because I feel like there's implicit bias there.
It only seems to me like they studied someone on like the lower end of the wealth bracket and someone on the higher end and deemed them both equally happy.
That's what I'm wondering.
It doesn't look like they said, oh, this person went up here, managed their wealth well, did a good job, got themselves set. Because I know so many people that are like, my life is so much better now. And I remember when I moved here from Pennsylvania, I still say, I hope I never stop appreciating how amazing it is to have things less than half an hour away to go get groceries. Like to not have to drive an hour to do some of the buying that I needed to do, which was a once a month thing, took all day, had to get a pet sitter to do grocery shopping. I will never underappreciate that I've got a Costco down the street now, right?
Yeah.
Like I am happier here than I was.
Yeah.
Just
I can personally say too, like, I mean, am I happier now that I own my own house? Yeah. And my kids have more safety? Yeah, I'm happier my kids have more safety.
Yeah.
Like, am I happier now than when I was earning way, way less? Yeah, I am happier now than when I was earning way, way less.
Right?
Are things still stressful? Is there still a lot of things to be unhappy about? Of course.
Yeah, the world
gestures
kind of
broadly
thing.
at everything. But that does, like, if I won the lottery tomorrow, would I be happier? 100%, because so much of my brain power currently goes to managing and maintaining the finances of my house and my life, which always feels like a losing battle because, again, gestures broadly at everything. So, like, yeah, I think that's silly to think that this rings like, okay,
This is
getting
what
on
I'm
my
saying.
my little soapbox here. This rings very similar to the way that they treat endometriosis in the research community.
Yes.
And this has taken over my life over the past couple years because my daughter has it. And anyway, the main research that has been put into endometriosis, there's been 2 big studies. The first study was done, and it was, do hot girls get it too? That's the study. The answer is yes. Yes. The second study that a lot of money was put towards was, how does endometriosis affect the partner of someone who has it? Meanwhile, there's no way to test for it unless you do invasive surgery. Except. Big asterisk here. Last month in February, the first case of a man with endometriosis was found. The first documented case of a man having it. And within a month, we now have a way to test for it. That's not surgery. Isn't that great? Women through all of time have struggled with this. It's literally cancer without dying. That's what it is. It's cancer without dying is the best way I can describe it.
It needs to be surgically removed periodically if it continues to move.
100%. Yep. You need excision. There's 2 different types of surgeries that exist out there for them. Both surgeries are inadequate in my personal opinion. Excision is the better one, where they take out all of the cells, and the other one is ablation, where they burn them all away. That one doesn't fucking work. And if you're looking at a hysterectomy, chances are good not going to fucking work unless it comes with an excision, by the way, because it doesn't actually apply to that. Anyway, I've lived in this world now for 3 years because my daughter has this, and it has taken over huge sections of our life, massive sections, especially hers, obviously. But yeah, this is this energy that study's giving. It's the same vibe, as that was, and I dislike it.
Yeah,
I dislike it.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, how is that Higa? And like, 2 questions are like, what makes you really angry? Why are you saying that? That's not Higa. You're hurting
what makes
my
you really
feelings,
angry?
but-
Again, gestures broadly at everything.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do one more? Want to squeak one in?
I'm going to try. Some of those are backwards. Whoops. If you could spend a whole day with any person, who would it be? I'm going to say, like, throughout history, too.
Okay, because I was like, the people I
'Cause
kind of
otherwise
already want to
right?
spend time with.
The
Like,
stuff that I've
my
already
family,
engineered for myself?
you,
Yeah.
my coven. Like, I don't know. That's who I would want. I don't care
Yeah.
about famous people or something.
Let's do anybody throughout history.
I would like to have actually spent a day with Locusta in real flesh.
Yep.
That'd be cool. Slash Agrippina, because that would also be fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would either go and visit Valens, the
Valens.
astrologer, or I would go hang out with like Adam Mishar and Mashallah in the Persian period
That'd
of
be cool.
astrology, just to be like, yo, guys, first of all, love your work. Second of all, you deliberately changed this data and it screwed everything up. Can you fix it? Because they were trying to change. We have evidence that some of the data, other stuff still works, but in this one thing, they did change the data to prove their argument.
Oh.
So I would go back and be like, fix.
Yeah.
You're going to get it right because my books need to be fixed. I need to have the actual math.
Yep. Yeah. I think that would be... That'd be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the calculations we can modify because the sidereal year is different now than it was then. That's fair. They were going with what they had, and we've got a different one. Plug in the new integers and you're fine. The whole taking and putting in something that wasn't there before, I don't think so. And it was all to justify the flood. And
I don't like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that would be who I hung. I'm like trying to think if there's anybody else. I'm like, really? There's like not a ton that I can think of right now.
Yep. I'd either see why Valens is so sassy or hold those 2 accountable and then learn as much from them as I could because they were brilliant.
Or I would go to potentially some like original witchcraft folk magic practitioner of some culture and actually get to hang out and see probably a satyr, honestly, because that's my actual ancestral magic system, even though I don't work with the Norse gods at all. But I do think their magic system was pretty effective at the time, which we don't have a lot of record left of that, unfortunately. Yeah. So probably go there and see that, / a druid, but a Gaulish druid, not a like Celtic. Irish Celtic one, because the Gaulish druid system was like completely wiped off the map by Julius Caesar. You can read all about it in the book he wrote himself, in which he refers to himself in the third person the entire time. It's great. But yeah, probably one of them to get their magic as well. Something like that where I would like learn.
I would go to Germany, learn Brauerei more directly, and then also just be a real big pain in the papacy's butt, because they were really good at that. There was an era where they were like, but what if the relationship to God personally is more important? And the Pope was like, shut up. And I would just want to help them be louder about that. That sounds fun.
I do love a good pain in the papacy's butt. Apparently I do. Deeply.
Yeah, clearly.
Apparently I really like that.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, in a past life, apparently I burnt down St. Peter's Basilica. It's fine. It was in a past life. It's not me now. But I'm permanently all life banned. I'm permanently all life banned. I cannot go in. I've tried multiple times. Can't do it. Can't. Not allowed. Doesn't work. I always get blocked. And that's fine.
I've watched it happen.
You've watched it happen in a really ridiculous way. Watched it happen in real time. It's distinct. Like, it is so distinct.
Yeah.
It's okay. I can go into the archives. I just can't go into the actual, or not the archives, the museums, but I can't go into the actual church, the basilica.
Yep. Whatever. Not that great.
No. Also, as stated previously in the episode, I fucking love demons, and that's probably not like a part of that too. I'm friends with all of the demons. See previous episode in where I made a giant demon stuffy on accident.
Yeah, 2 episodes ago, I believe. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys. We hope stuff's going good for you. We don't know. We're way in the past.
Yeah, we'll catch up.
We'll next episode will be an actual, like, in real time sort of episode, but this one is like 3 weeks ago for you or whatever it is. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We hope this one was fun, and our next episode of Bookends will have more books.
Yes. Yes, they will.
Fantastic. Well, we hope you take all of this energy and that you 1, 2, 3 go make some magic. Sparkle.
Take a good deep breath and let them know you're alive.
Sparkle.